of Seaview, known for its picturesque landscapes and tranquil ambience, an unsettling mystery unfolded with the arrival of a reclusive photographer named Elias Grimshaw. Elias, a man of enigmatic presence, had taken residence in the old lighthouse at the edge of town, transforming it into a darkroom and studio. The townspeople, initially intrigued by the arrival of an artist, soon became unnerved by the nature of Elias's work. His photographs, displayed in the window of the local gallery, depicted not the serene beauty of Seaview, but twisted, nightmarish visions of it. The images seemed to warp the very essence of their subjects, turning familiar landscapes into haunting, spectral scenes. Among the townsfolk, young journalist Laura Bennett became fascinated with Elias and his disturbing art. Driven by curiosity and the opportunity for a captivating story, Laura decided to interview Elias. She found him a man of paradoxes, soft-spoken yet intense, his eyes always hiding behind the lens of his camera, as if observing the world from a safe, dark distance. During their meeting, Elias revealed his unique philosophy of photography. He believed that his camera could capture more than mere images. It could unveil the hidden truths of the world, the shadows lurking beneath the surface of everyday life. His words were cryptic, hinting at a deeper, more sinister understanding of the world. As Laura delved deeper into Elias's world, strange occurrences began to plague Seaview. People started to disappear, vanishing without a trace, only to reappear in Elias's photographs, trapped within those twisted landscapes, their expressions one of absolute terror. The town's unease turned to fear, with whispers that Elias's camera was cursed, a tool of dark magic that could steal souls. Laura, however, remained skeptical, her journalistic instincts telling her there was a rational explanation. Her investigation led her to the old lighthouse. Inside, she discovered Elias's darkroom, a macabre gallery of his works. Among the photographs, she found pictures of missing townspeople, each image more disturbing than the last. It was as if Elias had captured their final moments of fear. Confronting Elias, Laura demanded answers. In a chilling confession, Elias revealed the horrifying truth. He had discovered an ancient camera among the lighthouse's old belongings, an artifact he believed to be imbued with mystical properties. With each photograph he took, the camera allowed him to manipulate reality, trapping his subjects in an alternate dimension of his creation, a dimension where he was the master, bending their realities to his will. Realizing the danger Elias posed, Laura attempted to destroy the camera, but in the struggle, she was pulled into its dark lens. She found herself in one of Elias's nightmarish landscapes, a prisoner in a world of unending horror. Back in Seaview, the townspeople, led by Laura's concerned friends, stormed the lighthouse. In a climactic confrontation, they overpowered Elias and destroyed the camera, shattering its lens and ending its curse. As the camera broke, reality twisted back into place. The missing townspeople reappeared, dazed but alive, including Laura. However, the ordeal left its mark on them, haunting their dreams with memories of the horrors they had experienced. Elias Grimshaw vanished that night, his fate unknown. Some say he was consumed by his own creation, trapped forever in the dark world of his photographs. The lighthouse stood abandoned, a grim reminder of the terror that once gripped Seaview. The story of Elias Grimshaw and his cursed camera became a legend in Seaview, a tale of curiosity turned to horror, a warning of the thin veil between reality and nightmare. And for Laura, the memories of her journey into the dark lens served as a constant reminder of the unseen horrors that can lurk behind the most innocent of objects.
Now the second story.
In the sprawling urban landscape of Blackwood City, a place where the shadows of skyscrapers stretched long into the night, a chilling enigma emerged. It revolved around a photographer named Adrian Holloway, whose sudden rise to fame was as remarkable as it was unsettling. Adrian, a man with an unassuming demeanor, had burst onto the art scene with a collection of photographs that captivated and horrified in equal measure. His work, displayed in the dimly lit halls of the city's most avant-garde gallery, depicted scenes of surreal horror, each image a labyrinth of fear and madness. These were no ordinary photographs. They seemed almost to move, to whisper secrets into the minds of those who looked upon them. Detective Rachel Langley, a hardened veteran of the Blackwood City Police Department, was drawn into Holloway's world when a series of bizarre incidents began to occur. People who had viewed Adrian's exhibitions were found in a state of catatonic shock, their minds seemingly fractured by what they had seen. Rachel's investigation led her to Adrian's studio, a cavernous loft in the heart of the city's dilapidated industrial district. The studio was an Aladdin's cave of the strange and macabre, filled with odd trinkets, ancient cameras, and countless photographs. Adrian, when questioned, was evasive. He spoke of his art as a living entity, a force that he merely channeled rather than created. His words were a tangle of riddles, hinting at a deeper, more ancient power behind his images. As Rachel delved deeper into the case, she began to uncover the dark history of Adrian Holloway. He had been a child of tragedy, his life marked by a series of foster homes and a lingering sense of isolation. His talent for photography had been his only solace, a way to frame the world on his own terms. But it was in Blackwood City that Adrian's art had taken a sinister turn. Rachel's investigation revealed that he had come into possession of a rare, antique camera rumored to have been owned by a cult of artists in the 19th century who were obsessed with the occult. The deeper Rachel dug, the more the line between reality and nightmare began to blur. People connected to the investigation began to vanish, only to reappear in Adrian's haunting photographs, their eyes wide with terror. Convinced that Adrian was using the camera to trap his subjects in a nightmarish realm, Rachel resolved to end his reign of terror. Her journey took her to the very edges of sanity as she confronted the twisted world that Adrian had created within his photographs. In a climactic encounter in Adrian's studio, Rachel faced the photographer in a world that defied logic, a realm where the horrors captured in his photographs came to life. Adrian revealed his true nature, a man consumed by his art, his humanity lost to the dark power of the camera. In a desperate struggle, Rachel managed to destroy the camera, shattering its lens and breaking the spell. As the camera broke, reality snapped back into place, the horrors of the photographs collapsing into dust. However, the victory was bittersweet. Blackwood City was left scarred by the events, its people haunted by the memories of the horrors they had witnessed. Adrian Holloway disappeared in the chaos, his fate unknown, leaving behind only his photographs as a testament to his madness. For Detective Rachel Langley, the case of Adrian Holloway remained an open wound, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind the facade of art and the human mind's capacity for unspeakable horror. The whispers of the haunted photographs of Blackwood City would linger in her mind, a chilling legacy of the photographer who had turned nightmares into reality.
Now the third story.
In the eerie, fog-enshrouded town of Ravenwood, nestled at the edge of the ominous Blackwood Forest, a series of disturbing events unfolded that would forever alter the fabric of the town. At the heart of this dark tale was a photographer named Victor Arrow, whose arrival in Ravenwood was as mysterious as his somber demeanor. Victor, a man of few words, had taken up residence in the decrepit mansion known as Hollowgate, perched on a hill overlooking the town. His photographs, which he displayed in the window of the local antique shop, were haunting in their beauty, yet deeply unsettling. They depicted scenes of Ravenwood and its surroundings, but with a twisted, nightmarish quality that made the familiar seem utterly alien. The town's descent into horror began when people started disappearing. One by one, prominent figures of Ravenwood vanished without a trace, only to reappear in Victor's photographs, their images distorted as if they were trapped within a dark, alternate reality. Detective Amelia Blake, a fiercely intelligent and skeptical officer, was assigned to investigate the disappearances. Her pragmatic approach to the case was soon challenged by the surreal nature of the events unfolding in Ravenwood. Amelia's investigation led her to Victor Arrow, who spoke cryptically of his work. He claimed that his camera, an ancient and ornate device, was capable of capturing not just light and shadow, but the very essence of its subjects. He alluded to a hidden truth, a reality beyond the veil of the mundane, which he sought to reveal through his photographs. The more Amelia delved into the case, the stranger things became. The forest around Ravenwood seemed to come alive, its shadows deeper, its whispers more sinister. The town's residents grew increasingly paranoid, reporting sightings of ghostly figures and hearing strange noises emanating from Hollowgate. Amelia's skepticism was put to the test when she herself witnessed the impossible. She observed a subject of one of Victor's photographs disappear, only to reappear within the frame, their expression one of abject terror. It was as if the photograph had become a portal to a realm of nightmares. Determined to uncover the truth, Amelia ventured into the heart of Blackwood Forest, where legend spoke of an ancient power that dwelled within. There, she discovered the ruins of an old chapel, its walls covered in archaic symbols that matched those on Victor's camera. The clues led Amelia to a harrowing realization. Victor Arrow had made a pact with the dark entity of the forest, an ancient spirit that fed on the souls of the living. In exchange for his own twisted desires, Victor had been using his camera to trap the souls of Ravenwood's residents, offering them to the entity. In a desperate bid to stop Victor, Amelia confronted him at Hollowgate. The confrontation was nightmarish, as the spirits of those trapped in the photographs manifested, their tormented visages pleading for release. Amidst this chaos, Amelia fought to destroy the camera, the source of Victor's power. In a climactic struggle, she succeeded, shattering the camera and breaking the pact. As the camera broke, the spirits it had trapped were released, their forms dissolving into the night. The aftermath of the ordeal left Ravenwood changed forever. The town was no longer the quaint, peaceful place it had once been. Its residents were haunted by the memories of the terror they had endured, and Amelia was left with a deep sense of unease, her view of reality irrevocably altered. Victor Arrow disappeared that night, his fate unknown, leaving behind a legacy of horror that would become part of Ravenwood's lore. The tale of the photographer and his dark pact with the ancient spirit of the forest became a whispered legend, a chilling reminder of the unseen forces that lurk in the shadows of our world. For Detective Amelia Blake, the memories of that case would forever linger, a haunting reminder of the thin veil that separates the known from the unknowable.
Now the fourth story.
In the remote, mist-shrouded town of Eldridge Falls, nestled in a forgotten corner of the Appalachian Mountains, an unspeakable evil began to stir. The epicenter of this dark awakening was an enigmatic photographer named Nathaniel Blackburn, who had recently taken up residence in the town's ancient, ivy-covered manor known as Thornfield Hall. Nathaniel, a man of aristocratic bearing and piercing gaze, quickly became a subject of fascination and fear amongst the townsfolk. His photographs, displayed in the window of the local curiosity shop, were not mere images but windows into a world of darkness and terror. They depicted not the rustic beauty of Eldritch Falls, but twisted, hellish visions of it, where the familiar was warped into the grotesque. The terror began with a series of unexplainable events, animals found mutilated in bizarre rituals, strange symbols appearing overnight on the ancient cobblestone streets, and an oppressive sense of dread that hung over the town like a shroud. Detective Sarah Jennings, a hardened investigator sent from the state capitol, was tasked with uncovering the truth behind these occurrences. Her partner in this endeavor was local officer Thomas Reed, a man whose family had lived in Eldritch Falls for generations. Their investigation soon centered on Nathaniel Blackburn. His demeanor was calm and courteous, yet there was something undeniably sinister behind his eloquent words and cold, calculating eyes. He spoke of his work as a means to reveal the true face of reality, a reality that he claimed lay hidden beneath a veil of ignorance and fear. As Sarah and Thomas delved deeper into the mystery, the fabric of reality itself began to unravel. The town's history, steeped in folklore and tales of the occult, pointed to an ancient curse that lay upon the land, a curse tied to Thornfield Hall and the Blackburn lineage. They learned of a dark legend, the tale of an ancestor of Nathaniel's who was said to have made a pact with a demonic entity known as the Dark Whisperer. In exchange for unimaginable power, this ancestor had bound his bloodline to the demon, condemning his descendants to a fate intertwined with darkness. The investigation took a horrifying turn when people began disappearing, only to reappear in Nathaniel's photographs. These images, however, were ghastly. The subjects were shown trapped in nightmarish realms, their faces twisted in eternal screams of terror. Sarah and Thomas, driven by a growing sense of dread and determination, discovered that Nathaniel was preparing for a sinister ritual that would culminate in the convergence of our world with the demonic realms depicted in his photographs. This ritual, if completed, would unleash the Dark Whisperer upon the world, tearing apart the veil between realities. In a race against time, they confronted Nathaniel at Thornfield Hall on the night of the ritual. The manor had transformed into a nexus of eldritch energy, its halls echoing with the whispers of the damned. The confrontation was a nightmare brought to life. Nathaniel, his true nature revealed, was a conduit for the Dark Whisperer, his body and mind twisted by the demon's infernal power. The halls of Thornfield became a battlefield, the air thick with dark magic and the stench of brimstone. In a climactic struggle, Sarah and Thomas managed to disrupt the ritual, severing Nathaniel's connection to the Dark Whisperer. As the ritual collapsed, so too did the reality within Thornfield Hall, the manor imploding into a vortex of otherworldly energy. When the dust settled, Thornfield Hall was no more, reduced to ruins and ashes. Nathaniel Blackburn was presumed dead, his body never found. The townsfolk of Eldritch Falls slowly recovered from the ordeal, but the shadow of that night lingered. Sarah and Thomas left the town, their lives forever marked by the horrors they had witnessed. The tale of Nathaniel Blackburn and the Dark Whisperer became a dark legend, whispered in hushed tones across the Appalachian Mountains. The legacy of that night remained, a haunting reminder of the thin line that separates our world from the realms of darkness and the lengths to which the corrupted soul will go to attain power. And in the quiet, fog-laden streets of Eldritch Falls, the echo
fifth story.
In the sprawling metropolis of Greyhaven, a city famed for its soaring skyscrapers and bustling streets, a darkness began to seep through the cracks of its gleaming facade. At the center of this encroaching shadow was a figure known only as the Shutter, a photographer whose true identity remained shrouded in mystery. This enigmatic artist had become the talk of the city, not for the beauty of his work, but for the sheer terror it invoked. The Shutter's photographs were not of people or cityscapes, but of scenes so macabre and otherworldly that they seemed to belong to a nightmarish realm beyond comprehension. His exhibitions, held in abandoned warehouses or dilapidated buildings, drew in the curious and the brave, only to leave them shaken and disturbed. Detective Elizabeth Liz Morgan, a sharp-minded and resilient officer, was assigned to investigate the bizarre phenomena surrounding the Shutter's work. Her partner, Detective Ryan Brooks, a seasoned investigator with a skeptical view of the supernatural, joined her in what they initially believed was a straightforward case. Their investigation took a sinister turn when attendees of the Shutter's latest exhibition were found in a state of catatonic shock, their minds seemingly broken by what they had witnessed. Each victim whispered of eyes in the darkness, a phrase that became a chilling motif in the case. As Liz and Ryan delved deeper into the urban labyrinth of Greyhaven, they uncovered a tapestry of rumors and legends about the Shutter. Some said he was a ghost, a specter capturing souls with his camera. Others claimed he was a madman, obsessed with the occult and the boundaries of death. Their search led them to a network of underground artists and occult enthusiasts, through whom they learned of an ancient tome known as the Shadow Codex, a book said to contain forbidden knowledge about the realms beyond death. It was rumored that the Shutter had obtained this book and used its dark rituals to imbue his photographs with otherworldly power. The breakthrough in the case came when Liz and Ryan discovered the Shutter's next exhibition location. In a derelict building in the heart of the city, they confronted the Shutter, his appearance as enigmatic as his photographs, cloaked in shadow, his face hidden behind an old-fashioned camera. The exhibition was a hellscape of images, each photograph a portal to a realm of unspeakable horror. The air was thick with an aura of malevolence, and the whispered words "eyes" in the darkness echoed around them. In a tense confrontation, the Shutter revealed his grand vision to merge the realms of the living and the dead, creating a world where he could reign as a godlike figure, shaping reality to his twisted will. A harrowing battle ensued, with Liz and Ryan fighting to stop the Shutter's ritual. Amidst the chaos, Liz was forced to look through the lens of the Shutter's camera, glimpsing the terrifying reality he sought to unleash. It was a world of endless night, filled with eldritch horrors and the tormented souls of the victims captured in his photographs. Using their wits and bravery, Liz and Ryan managed to disrupt the ritual, destroying the camera and breaking the Shutter's hold on the boundary between worlds. As the building crumbled around them, they barely escaped with their lives, the last haunting images of the Shutter's world seared into their minds. The aftermath of the ordeal left Greyhaven in a state of unease. The Shutter's fate remained unknown, his identity still a mystery. Liz and Ryan, forever changed by their brush with the supernatural, continued to protect the city, always wary of the shadows that lingered at the edge of reality. The story of the Shutter became an urban legend in Greyhaven, a tale of a photographer who peered into the abyss and sought to drag the world down with him. It served as a grim reminder of the unseen horrors that could lurk behind the guise of art and the thin veil that separates our world from the nightmares that wait in the darkness.